Good morning. You're watching Behind the Bell. I'm Brad Smith, and we are coming to you live from the Nasdaq Times Square in New York, where Fogo de Chão just rang the opening bell. And now I'm currently joined by Larry Johnson, who is the Chief Executive Officer for Fogo de Chão. Welcome, Larry.
Thanks, Brad.
Absolutely. How was it ringing the opening bell this morning?
It's exciting. It's special because really that is a reaffirmation to the investment community and to our employees that Fogo, our one-year anniversary, and we're just very excited what's going on in Fogo, where we're going, the new stores we're opening, and continuing to bring our incredible Brazilian dining experience to the world.
Tell us a little bit about that Fogo de Chão story.
This is one that if you set out to make the story, it'd be hard to write this. Company started 36 years ago in the south of Brazil when we had 3 restaurants in Sao Paulo. The founders decided to bring the concept to the United States. And at the time when Fogo came to the U.S. in '96, we opened the first store in '97 in North Dallas. The conventional wisdom was, people don't understand this. They're not going to get it. It's foreign. And I said, no. I had lived and worked in Brazil for 25 years in my first career, and I said, no, you don't understand it. Americans love adventure. They love great meat. They love variety, and they love what is a really good deal. And we make the comment that, look, when you're in Fogo in the U.S., it's the next best thing to getting on a plane and going down to Rio or Sao Paulo. We are authentic. We have in all of our stores in the U.S. Fogo Gauchos that started in Fogo in Brazil, and we bring them to the U.S. so that we can impart that authenticity. And look, our guests are very sharp.
Sure.
They're travelers. They're adventuresome. They're big social media users. These are savvy diners. They know the real deal. Yeah. And we have opportunities now in 32 locations in the U.S. where we'll get our Fogo loyalists going to these different stores, and they let us know, oh yes, it is authentic, or this or that. So we're always appreciative of the input that they give us. We're also taking Fogo now to the rest of the world. We've got our first Mexico joint venture store that opened a year ago. We're working on our second one in Mexico City. Later this year, we're going to be opening our first Middle East store in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
That's amazing.
So, the requests keep coming in. Can we have a Fogo in our city? Can we have a Fogo in our country? And we're going to work hard to bring this incredible experience to the world.
And you've brought the experience here today to Nasdaq as well. You've got some of the Fogo team members here. What can you tell us about the team members and special guests that we have with us today?
Well, this is very illustrative of the quality of our employees. These are all long-term Fogo employees. Ezekiel, our manager, he's been with the company over 15 years. He started in our Brazilian operation, came to the U.S., was our manager in D.C., and then came up to New York to manage the Manhattan store. But again, these gentlemen are people that they understand the Fogo way of doing things. And when you look at the cuts of meat that they've got, for example, these are Brazilian cuts of meat. These are the specs that we use in Brazil. So start to finish, this is going to be the same experience today that you'd get in Manhattan.
Certainly.
Our guests in Rio that are enjoying the great things that are going on there, they're getting an opportunity to experience Fogo at its best also.
The Fogo experience is so unique and unlike other steakhouses. What can you tell us about Fogo that is different from other steakhouses out there?
Well, I always make the point that once you start going to a Fogo Brazilian steakhouse, it's hard to go back to a traditional steakhouse. Why is that? Because we have incredible variety. Look, we offer beef, lamb, chicken, pork, seafood, so that somebody can go into Fogo and have just an incredible variety If they want to have lamb chops, if they want to have filet, if they want to have our signature sirloin cut de picanha, they can do that. And you know what you find is I also tell people go to Fogo 2, 3, 4 times and figure out how to Fogo. Every guest has got their unique way, taking advantage of the market table, taking advantage of the variety we offer. So it's the variety, it's the great value, but also you go into a Fogo when it's, you know, the people are there, all the age groups are there, all of the different demographics that we find in our markets. I always make the comment that Fogo is one of the most democratic, with a small d, restaurants in the world. It's just you see everybody there. They've got a smile on their face. They're in charge of their meal. They customize their meal. Some people being 45 minutes, an hour. Some people spend 3 hours, and it's fine. It's just a place to have an incredible celebration.
Truly agree.
And you know, little things like the uniforms, the white tablecloths, you know, it signals to people, hey, this is a special experience.
Absolutely. Now, the cooking technique that they actually use to prepare the meats is a little bit different. What can you tell us about that?
So, a couple of things that are unique. So the team members that are here, the Gaucho chefs, they actually are the butchers. So they will cut the meat.
Sure.
They will put it on the skewer.
Okay.
They will cook it. They are your chef,
Right.
and they'll serve it to you. And that's why when they bring a skewer to you and they offer you meat, they're going to ask you, what temperature do you want? Why?
Right.
Because if they don't have that temperature on that skewer, they'll go back and in 5 minutes come back with, precisely the temperature that you requested.
The Olympic Games are also in Brazil this year. What can you say that these games mean to the people of Brazil and to the culture there as well?
Well, this is really a moment and an event of pride for Brazil.
Sure.
I mean, this is a big deal when you get to host
huge.
an event like that.
Absolutely.
And I think there's been, some negativity in terms of, well, this or that. But, I always make the point that, look, Brazil is a country with incredibly warm, friendly people, smart people, hardworking people. And I think anybody that goes there in the month of August or any time is going to find that Brazilian warmth and hospitality. And you see in the case of Fogo, when you go into a Fogo, the pride that the Fogo team members have in their culture from the south of Brazil, their cuisine, and their goal when you walk into that restaurant, they want you to have the most incredible dining experience.
Absolutely.
And you just see that throughout Brazil, the pride in what they've accomplished, and it's a young country. It's a place where just a very optimistic place.
Now, you recently published as well a digital destination. So I've got a couple key phrases that I want to learn. I need to get the inside scoop on them, obviously. So how do I say, if I'm in Brazil, may I have another cocktail?
You would say, posso pedir mais coquetel?
Okay. How about, could we have a table by the windows?
Podemos sentar perto da janela.
Okay. I like my steak cooked medium.
Quero o steak ao ponto.
Doing good. This is a good quiz so far. Medium rare. How about that?
Mal passado.
Mal passado. And well.
Bem passado.
Bem passado. I see. Now I know how to order when I go to Brazil.
You've got your phrase book.
I've got it done. Just before we wrap, brand ethos here at Nasdaq is that of ambition, coupled with the tagline "Ignite Your Ambition." What piece of advice would you give to that next generation of ambitious leaders who may strive to be in a position like yours one day?
Live your dreams.
Live your dreams.
And I believed from the beginning, in our case, when I experienced Fogo, but especially when I got to know the people, and I absolutely believed that with the concept and the people, that we could build an incredible company. And I think that anybody else that is starting out, take that dream and find a way to live it. And when you look at what our company has accomplished, what our employees accomplish in terms of life stories and successes. It's exciting, and it's something that I am so happy that we have that kind of passion in this company.
Right.
Because, you know, look, we have over 3,000 employees. We have 42 restaurants. You only are able to accomplish that with great people.